Hello everyone, welcome back to 78 Reflections. My name is Patty Elaine and I'm so glad you're here. We had a 1 day off in our Wobble readings, but we're back today with a 3-card spread based on the Chariot card and created by Esther of the Mindful Tarot. I will link Esther's video in the description. But we're going to jump right in by first asking a question of the Shadowland Tarot. What energy is showing up for me today? And we have the wheel. So the wheel, I think of the wheel as being non-attachment. And let me see if I can give you a better view of that. This is a really interesting image in the Shadowland Tarot. And the guidebook talks about how with the wheel, sometimes we are on top of the wheel, enjoying the view, and sometimes we are on the bottom, hanging on for dear life. The wheel of fortune turns and changes depending on the many seen and unseen, knowable and unknowable forces out of our control. The Wheel of Fortune indicates a time of expansion, movement, and growth. The shadow side is confusion and misunderstanding of what you can and cannot control. How do I react to change? And, one of the mantras that I will often use when I have the Wheel of Fortune, and it came from one of the guidebooks. I think it might have been The Witch's Garden. And that mantra is to stay the course, keep center. Because for me, the Wheel of Fortune is a lot about the seasons of life and the changes and the things that happen. Sometimes the change might be expected. Other times it might be the spin of the wheel, and that just is where you're at right now. And so a lot of that, the reason why I started with non-attachment, because it really is about accepting the things that we can't change, but also changing the things we can. So it's the Serenity prayer coming up for us. So what's the energy competing with the Wheel of Fortune today? The World. Okay, well, the World is the last card in the Major Arcana, and it's culmination. It's when the last piece of the puzzle falls into place. And in this image, we have a witch who stands at the center of the universe, understanding her life's purpose and her accumulated experience and wisdom. After integrating lessons of discernment and gaining deep wisdom, you are at the end of a Major Arcana journey. You have walked the path of the seeker and have completed the Fool's journey. And so one of the questions in the guidebook for the Shadowland Tarot is, what is my gift to the world? What is my purpose? And I think that's not always the way I interpret the world, but I think that is one way of interpreting the world. So I think that what I am feeling from these cards is they're both about change. So the Wheel of Fortune may have you dealing with an unexpected change, or the Wheel of Fortune may have you just dealing with the natural cycles of life, of the seasons, of the moons, of the things that are cyclic in our world. And the world contemplates change as well, but from the perspective of one cycle ending and another beginning. And so whenever we complete the Fool's journey, it's not like the end, it's the beginning of another journey. So what's a really good question to help us navigate these competing energies? The Three of Cups. So the Three of Cups is about growing, the 3 is about growing momentum, and Cups is the heart, it's emotions. And oftentimes I think of the 3 of Cups as being you found your tribe, your chosen family. And in the Wild Unknown guidebook, it talks about peace, and finding your place of belonging in the world. So when you think about my interpretation of the bonds of sisterhood, tribe, our chosen family, joy and bounty, that really is about peace and belonging. It's about being in the company of ourselves and others when we can truly be ourselves and be comfortable and accepted exactly how we are. So how does this help us come up with a really good question to help us navigate change? Because I think that's what this reading is all about today. And for me, it's about finding, when you look at that Three of Cups card in this imagery, it's very peaceful. It's serenity. It looks like an early morning. And these three birds are just piecing out here. And so what's coming to mind for me is, how can we be in this energy of peace and serenity and be in the company of those who love and accept us exactly where we're at, regardless of where we're at in these cycles of change, our moments of change, whether we've just completed a season of life, and it could be, a graduation, or it could be, just going into a different phase. It could be retirement. It could be anything where you're completing one phase and going into the other. I mean, it could even be the end of a relationship and the beginning of a solo path. So no matter where we're at in that cycle, or no matter where we're at in our season of life, or no matter what the wheel is thrown at us, how can we be in peace and serenity and draw to us the people who meet us there? That's what's showing up for me today. I'd love to hear what resonated with you, and I want to thank you for joining me on this Wobble reading. And please like the video if you do. Subscribe if you want to hear more from me. I still have quite a few Wobble readings to do. I'm working my way through the Shadowland Tarot. So I hope I will see you back tomorrow. Until then.